If you just opened a brokerage account and went to buy your first investment, you probably ran into this exact problem. You searched for an S&P 500 fund and got two kinds of results. Some said index fund, some said ETF. Some seemed to be both at the same time. And then you did what most beginners do. You opened 3 browser tabs, read 4 contradictory articles, got more confused than when you started, and closed the app without buying anything. This video is going to end that confusion permanently. By the end of the next 8 minutes, you will know exactly what an index fund is, exactly what an ETF is, how they overlap, how they differ, and precisely which one to buy based on your situation. No jargon, no confusion, just clarity. Everything in this video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial advisor for personalized guidance. This is video 7 in our personal finance series. Last video, we covered exactly what $100 a month becomes over time and how to set up your first investment account. This video answers the follow-up question almost everyone has. What do I actually buy? Link to video 6 in the description. Let's start with the foundation. An index fund is a type of investment fund that tracks a specific market index. A market index is just a list of companies grouped by a set of rules. The S&P 500 index, for example, is a list of the 500 largest publicly traded companies in the US. The total stock market index includes virtually every publicly traded US company, around 3,500 to 4,000 of them. When you buy an index fund, you're buying a tiny slice of every company on that list, all at once, in one transaction. The key characteristics of an index fund. 1. It's passively managed. No fund manager is handpicking stocks. The fund simply holds whatever companies are on the index. This is why the fees are so low. 2. It's diversified by design. You're never betting on one company. If Apple has a bad year but Microsoft has a great one, they balance each other out inside your fund. 3. It's long-term by nature. Index funds are built for investors who are holding for years or decades, not traders moving in and out daily. This is the investment vehicle that Warren Buffett has repeatedly said most ordinary investors should use. Not because it's exciting, but because over long periods, it reliably outperforms the vast majority of actively managed alternatives. Now, what is an ETF? ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. Let's break that name apart because it tells you everything. Exchange traded. It trades on a stock exchange just like an individual stock. You can buy or sell it at any point during the trading day at the current market price. Fund. It holds a collection of assets just like a mutual fund. Here's where it gets interesting, and where most people's confusion comes from. An ETF is a structure. It's a wrapper, a format for how a fund is packaged and traded. It tells you how you buy it. It does not tell you what is inside it. An index fund is a strategy. It tells you what the fund holds, a market index. It does not tell you how it's packaged. These are two different dimensions, which means, and this is the key insight, you can have an ETF that is an index fund. In fact, most popular ETFs are index funds. VOO, one of the most popular investments in the world, is both an ETF and an index fund simultaneously. It tracks the S&P 500 index and it trades on a stock exchange like a stock. Both things are true at the same time. So when someone asks, should I buy index funds or ETFs? They're often asking a question that doesn't quite make sense. The real question is, which specific fund in which structure is right for my situation? Now that we've cleared up the overlap, let's talk about the genuine differences between index mutual funds and index ETFs, because there are a few that actually matter. Difference 1. How and when you buy index mutual funds, like Fidelity's FXAIX or Vanguard's VTSAX, are priced once per day after the market closes. You put in a dollar amount and you get whatever the end of day price is. You can buy fractional amounts easily. Index ETFs, like VOO or IVV, trade throughout the day like stocks. You see a real-time price and buy at that price. At some brokerages, you need to buy whole shares, though most now offer fractional shares too. For a long-term investor putting in $100 a month, this difference is almost completely irrelevant. You're not day trading. Whether you buy at 10 a.m. or 4 p.m. on any given day makes no meaningful difference over a 30-year horizon. Difference 2. Minimum investments. Traditional index mutual funds used to require minimums, sometimes $1,000 or $3,000 to open a position. Most major brokerages have now eliminated these minimums entirely. Fidelity's FZROX has zero minimum. Vanguard's VTSAX used to require $3,000, but that's been dropped at most platforms. ETFs have no minimums beyond the price of one share. And with fractional shares now standard, you can invest literally $1. Difference 3. Tax efficiency. This one matters more in a taxable brokerage account than inside a Roth IRA or 401k. ETFs are generally slightly more tax efficient than mutual funds due to the way they handle redemptions. When mutual fund investors sell, the fund sometimes has to sell underlying stocks, creating a taxable event for all remaining shareholders, even ones who didn't sell. ETFs handle this differently through a process called in-kind redemption, which avoids triggering capital gains for other shareholders. Inside a Roth IRA or 401k, this distinction is completely irrelevant because you're not paying taxes on gains anyway. In a taxable account, slight edge to ETFs. Difference 4. Automatic investing. Most brokerages let you set up automatic recurring investments into mutual funds. Money goes in, fund buys automatically. Some brokerages don't offer full automation for ETFs yet, requiring a manual purchase step each time. Fidelity handles this better than most. Automatic investing works smoothly for both structures. Here's the practical decision tree, based purely on your situation. Are you investing inside a Roth IRA or 401k? Yes, then tax efficiency doesn't matter. Buy whichever has the lower expense ratio. At Fidelity, that's FZROX at 0.00%. At Vanguard, that's VTSAX or VOO at 0.03 to 0.04%. At Schwab, that's SWTSX at 0.03%. Do you want full automation? Money goes in and invests itself without any manual steps? Yes, lean toward the mutual fund structure. FXAIX or FZROX at Fidelity handle this seamlessly. Are you investing in a taxable brokerage account? Yes, slight preference for the ETF version for tax efficiency. VOO or IVV are the go-to choices. Are you investing at a brokerage that doesn't offer the mutual fund version of your chosen index? Then buy the ETF. VOO is available everywhere. It's one of the most liquid investments on the planet. The honest truth, for a beginner investing $100 a month in a Roth IRA, the difference between buying FZROX and VOO is negligible over 30 years. What matters infinitely more than which fund you pick is that you start, that you automate, and that you never stop. Before we wrap up, there's one mistake that trips up almost every new investor when they learn about index funds and ETFs. They start comparing funds obsessively and never actually buy anything. They spend weeks reading about FZROX versus VOO versus FXAIX versus VTI. They make spreadsheets, they watch comparison videos, they wait for the right time to buy. And while they're doing all that, the market is doing what it always does over long periods, going up. The best index fund is the one you actually buy and hold for 30 years, not the one with the marginally better expense ratio that you spent 6 months researching before purchasing. Pick one from the list we covered. Buy it today, automate it, leave it alone. That's the entire strategy, and it works. Let's lock in what we covered today. An index fund is a strategy. It holds a market index passively and cheaply. An ETF is a structure. It trades on an exchange like a stock throughout the day. Most popular ETFs are index funds. The two concepts overlap far more than they differ. The real differences that matter: how you buy, tax efficiency and taxable accounts, and automation options. Inside a Roth IRA, the differences are almost irrelevant. For most beginners, FZROX at Fidelity, VTSAX or VOO at Vanguard, SWTSX at Schwab. Pick one, automate it, forget about it. Next video, we go deep on the S&P 500 itself. What's actually inside it, how it's constructed, why it's the benchmark everything else gets measured against, and what its long-term track record actually looks like. If you're invested in any S&P 500 fund after today, you'll want to know exactly what you own. Subscribe and I'll see you there.